Hello, friends. Today I wanted to share with you a little bit about my life and the transition um, from living a hectic life to living a slow life, and why I chose to settle in one place and what that does to my nervous system. So, I've been living quite a hectic life most of my life. I've been working as a dancer and artist, so most of my weeks I have been driving or commuting into the city 2 to 4 times a week. And so working with different and multiple projects and multiple jobs at the same time, and never really knowing how to get my money in. Um, so it was a bit of a from here to there always kind of life. Um, and then I met my husband, and he lived at that time on a boat, which I lived by myself for 4 years, um, which really was my first remembrance of how important nature is for me, as I felt very close to the elements, and especially water and wind, while living on a boat. But when I got pregnant, and especially after my birth, I started feeling the need to settle and put my feet on the earth. It is very different to sit and ground or meditate or do embodiment work on the sea, on the water, compared to on land. So it was this really clear feeling when we moved um, to the place that we lived before this place, that I realized how essential it really is for a human body to have earth, to walk on earth, and not to sleep and walk on water. And so with the birth of my daughter, my needs really changed. I never thought I would want to move away from my boat, as this was my first real feeling of home and being in the right place in my life. Um, and so when we started looking for different ways of living, and we found this eco village, and I remember very clearly when we walked into the village, um, I just knew already that this is the land where I belong, and and then we started building, which we never thought we would. It was never like our dream to build our own house, but then when we saw the other straw bale house that is on this land, it was just very clear that that kind of house is just so different, so nurturing, and so natural in every way. And then, after doing 2 years and 2.5 years of driving forth and back and working, combined with having my daughter with me or at home full time, it was quite exhausting. And also living with, I was in therapy. So the amount of energy that house building took, combined with being in therapy, was huge. So when we finally moved in a few months ago now, I am over my head um, with the many joys of this soft and slow kind of life. And so I wanted to speak a little bit about being in the place that you really want to be in, because I've been in many nice places, but really like choosing full-heartedly, knowingly where and how you want to live your life really does something to the purpose of life. So, we spend a lot of energy and a lot of love and a lot of effort here on this land before moving here. And when we finally moved into the house, it was just such a feeling of being taken care of by this land, feeling the support, and most of all, feeling how the nervous system regulated itself by being here, by being in a house where sounds are soft, because overwhelm is really one of the things that we can see a lot of people with PTSD and a highly activated nervous system struggle with. And that has been one of my deepest struggles, having being a home mom. you know Kids always want to talk and they make noise, and that's natural and they should, but for me that has been just really annoyance, because it just feels painful to me in my ears. But moving here, the resonance in the house is so different, and it's like all of the sounds just drip down into the soil, and all the stress just magnetizes and drips down. So the place is very different, and um, it's just such a different life here than I've used to live. And this is also a birthing place, birthing of new ideas, new life. This is a bird family that has been nesting behind our woodshed, and they started flying out of their nest just a few weeks back now. And yeah, just all the wildlife and being able to really log on to the speed of this place. And for me, still struggling with the sensitive nervous system, absolutely, but having worked through many layers of, my own trauma, this place and this way of life is just very nourishing and supportive. And so when we have an active nervous system, there are things that we want to avoid and things that are good for us. And the nervous system is really something that we are not really taught a lot about. It should really be a big part of how we support mothers during pregnancy and birth and postpartum. Having the knowledge and being informed about the nervous system, and also being trauma informed, is such important aspects of women's health. And so with trauma, it's really, for me especially, it's been like this struggle to really land in body. Even though I worked so much with movement and dance and yoga and breath work all my life, it's still this like early memory of my body not being safe. Like, it's not a safe harbor. It's not entirely safe to land in body. And so having this early memories of yeah, so it wasn't safe to express feelings, and so we start like uh, journeying outside of our bodies to, you know, resonate and to feel safe and relate to others, instead of ourselves, uh, to get this feeling of safety. And this is an ongoing process for me, and I do feel a lot more safe now than I did, especially after my birth experience. But definitely, my birth changed my way of intimacy with my own body, as well as my close relations, especially those of my husband. And so, herbs and beauty is really one of the ways in which I nourish myself and my nervous system. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for following my channel and my work. And I'll see you soon, friends.